Hello guys, welcome back. This morning all the gods are having mischief with me. We started out with dreams of, I get the dream now. I just got it now. I'm standing in the forest and there's this huge mine shaft surrounded by moss, surrounded by logs. And at first I don't realize it's a big mine shaft. I think it's just like a little, I don't know, garden plot or something. And La Santa's leading the charge, and she's bringing me like all these bundles of wisdom, and she's very gently putting them in there. And I don't realize how deep this thing is, because every time she puts them in there, so much wisdom, guys. And as she's putting it in there, I feel this profound wisdom flooding through me. And all the other gods and goddesses are doing it too, because this was a great big game. And all this profound wisdom from all over the world is flooding through me. I'm so wise. I woke up this morning, I didn't remember any of it because they were teasing me. And I heard, and I came down and I'm getting my pills ready after, make breakfast. And we all share our breakfast together. We had rice this morning. And we had rice this morning because Lord Ganesh got me out of bed last night to make it. They hid the bottle cap for one of my bottles. And I couldn't find it, so I figured, well, I'm in a really good mood, and they're just being playful, they're excited. So I put the bottles away, and there's a golf ball up in my cupboard, don't judge. And I took the golf ball and I put it on top of the pill bottle, because I figured, good enough, it'll keep the air out. And I hear from behind me, that's a ball. Yeah? You have that ball? Yeah, it's a golf ball. It's been in the cupboard for eons. You have a golf ball? So it's over there on the counter where you can't see it. Because I was like, okay. And I gave them the golf ball. And of course, as soon as they had the golf ball, I found the cap. They had a new toy now. And I can kind of feel all these gods going around. And I know this sounds silly for non-Wiccans, but looking at the golf ball, and I realize they get a kind of enjoyment out of things that we don't. It's almost like cats when they see something they like, they're like, wow. And I guess you have to maintain that, kind of wonder in the world if you are going to be eternal being. It probably helps. I heard, yep. So they've been making mischief. It's like when Loki gets excited or he wants something, everything will start falling down in this house. No, not in a dramatic way, but he'll knock stuff over out in the hall, and I'll say, would you knock over? Sometimes you're the parent. Would you knock over? And I go out in the hall, and there's never anything knocked over. But it will sound like something specific fell over. Like, what certain things falling over sound like a broom or a chair or something. You'll go out there, would you knock over? Nothing. So they're having fun. We're having a really relaxed day. It's supposed to snow a tiny, tiny, tiny bit today, but it doesn't seem like it's snowed yet. So I keep checking, because if it's going to snow, I'll take them out in the snow and we can go play in the snow. But they're all excited because the wolf paws had come in and everybody's settled in. And it gives some partners in mischief when you don't have any borders, when you're not trying to be just with one group of gods and they can all come in and you don't have any rules for them. They can do what they want. All the blacksmiths can go off together and have some fun. And there's quite a few blacksmiths, including Loki. And they can cook up mischief together, and all the mischief makers can get together. And they are our mischief makers, no matter how serious they are. If you get them all together and you don't give them any rules, they all run around, they make mischief. They're having fun. It's how they show they love you. Now, there can be time for serious lessons, but, right now they're having fun and everybody's had coffee, and we share all of our meals because I'm not at a place where I can go out and buy. If I could, I love my guts. If I could go out and buy 20 cups of coffee every day and scatter them around the house, I'd do that, but I can't do it, so we share our meals. Yeah, they're all like, we have our coffee, we make our own coffee back here, but we're like, ooh, outside coffee. So good. And Dionysus has been having fun, and they've all been making mischiefs. I was talking to one of you and I was saying, there's a lot of stuff I don't tell you because, it just doesn't sound like something thought you'd be interested in. But one thing that had happened I meant to mention is, I've worked Voodoo and I've always worked with the Voodoo level and I try to do everything as correctly as I can as a non-initiate that I was taught. So I was never initiated into some house. I did get my head, but that was because my head is very cranky and persistent. Like voiceover. And I always had an affinity for the Baron and for the Baron family. They're a huge, vast family, and they don't listen worth a tinker's damn, and I love them. And they saw I was sick one night, and they all came. Baron came, and G'day came, and like all these, the Baron family came, and they don't care. They are the closest to us because they're death, and they're the dead in a sense, and they're the ancestors in a sense. And so they really don't care. They totally understand humans. They understand humans have to do what they feel is like. And they might be like that for a little bit when they come back, but usually they're pretty good. So they came one night and they were all surrounding me like they will do. And they'll like all be surrounding you and like either holding you like all on their knees or like touching you or something. And they all did a healing thing for me. And they just do it because you're their family. They don't care if their family member wanders off and goes and does something and can't talk to them anymore. They understand. They're very clever, very adaptable. And all our gods are. And they understood that part of the drive was I was so worried about viewership and I was so worried about whatever will the neighbors think. And I was not worried about what will the gods think. And what the gods think is they really don't care. I'm like the world's laziest Wiccan. I don't have any set holidays. If I know a holiday's coming up and we feel like it, we celebrate it. If we're not feeling it, like if it's freezing cold and there's a lightning storm the first day of spring, we're not going to be out there dancing around a maple. But, if we feel like doing it, we do it. And if we feel like a day is a celebration day, it feels like celebration day, then we celebrate in whatever capacity we can. It doesn't have to be this grand thing. People complain about Instagram and they say it's ruined magic, but it's always been like that. There have always been the Martha Stewarts of the witching world that if whatever you're working with, you have to prepare this grand feast and like a 12-hour ritual that no god wants to sit through. You know the type. I mean, they're in their bliss. It's like this 12-hour ritual they're sure the gods will enjoy, and I'm sure if it's natural to them, the gods enjoy it, but the rest of us are like, yeah. Good goddess. Fellowship, yeah. And they were like, why are you doing that? Because we all have very different gifts that we give to the gods. Some people can sit through 12 hours of high magic. I can't sit through a 5-minute ritual. I light a candle and I say something, and I'm like, I'm done. I think it amuses. That's why you're never going to learn high magic or magic in general from me. I light a candle, say what I need to say, and then I'm done. They know I love them. And I came to a realization last night. There's no way we can ever repay the gods. There's this idea of barter and trade that people borrow from food on and like to pretend it's always applied to all gods. We can make offerings. It's good to make offerings. It's a good, loving thing to make offerings because they're our family. It's like giving gifts to your family. But I'm sorry, there's no rule in the universe that says if I give them a gift, they won't have to give me anything back. They cannot like the gift. They can refuse the gift. They can just look at the gift and say, okay, you gave me a bowl of rice. I owe you a bowl of rice someday. Woohoo. It just, usually what we're aiming for is light years beyond what we give them because we don't have the power to give them the same things they have the power to give. And we really don't have anything they didn't give us in the first place, so there's really honestly nothing we can give the gods except for ourselves. I know so many people just died of shock, but there's really nothing we can give the gods besides ourselves, so it's something that, for me, it's like something you can calm down on. Candles are nice if you have them. Right now, I'm like out of candle land, and they don't care. They really don't. They know you love them. It's more important you're still giving love. and still giving affection than to worry about trying to find candle money when it's tax season or something. They understand. It's like, if you have the money and you can do it, great. If you don't worry about it. I used to have money to give bottled water to La Santa. Life was good. We don't have that money anymore, so they get tap water, and they're really like, I really don't need a drink of water. How come I can't have coffee? You're having coffee, so we share everything, and that seems to work fine. Sometimes they do get outside offerings, but it's not like, oh, I started outside offerings and then, everything went so much better for me. It seems like it's the same. They love you just the same, whether you can afford to make outside offerings or whether you have to share everything. Sometimes you can't. I don't do it all the time because I live right next to the woods, and although I love foxes and raccoons and everything else and possums, I don't need them living in my basement or my attic. So I try to watch how much I offer, and I can't go into the woods here because it's a swamp and it's filled with copperheads, and I don't care how much I love animals, they will just come up and go boop, and that'll find out how allergic I am. So you have to do the best you can do. Some people insist on doing stuff, and I was talking to one of you, and they're hypocritical. They're the last people that'll do the stuff they insist you do. Like the people that are like, oh, if you are a city witch, you have to go to the local park, and maybe your local park is shady as hell, as mine is, and you have to bury this gift. You have to, or the gods can't receive it. I'm like, this doesn't even make sense, because they all have that wow miracle when they come in, that, like, pay attention to me, look what I can do, when they come in. So, to me, it's a thing of offerings are great, but give them out of a sense of love. Give them because you love them and you're your family and you care about them. Don't give them because great and powerful God must give things or you won't give me things. They don't, in my experience, seem to like that. They don't seem to like that. They would much rather be your family and be loved and get a gift from a place of love, not from a place of, oh, if I don't give you this gift, you won't take care of me. Of course they will. Look at all the millions, if not billions, of people around the world that can't give anything at all because they have absolutely nothing, and the gods still watch over them. It's not a case of, you give me this great big thing and I will give you a great big thing. It just doesn't work like that, at least in my experience. I mean, some people think it does, but I haven't noticed it to do. I think that's why Voodoo was good for me, because people would laugh. They would say, one of the things you could do in Voodoo, actually Santeria, is you can bring these cauldrons to Ogu. And usually you bring like a pretty small cauldron, and he's happy with that. People would get these huge cauldrons it would take 6 people to carry, and they would bring it. And Ogu would be in possession of somebody, and he would start to laugh because it's not the way stuff works. Just because you brought him this really fine cauldron, if you've ever practiced Voodoo in Santeria, they can take one look at your offering, decide they don't like it, and just walk on. They are under no obligation whatsoever to like anything you've offered them or to do anything with it. There's nothing more embarrassing than having Baron Samedi, who's known to eat everything on the planet, show up, look at his food and go, I don't want it. He's thrown his food on the floor with me before. I don't want it. Well, then you can pick it right back up. I don't want it. Good, don't want it. I tried to give them these chocolate witches one year. They were really cheap, and I found one out of the package. One bite mark out of it and put back down. He goes, I don't want those. And I'm like, why? He says, taste one. I said, gross. No, you took a bite out of that. He's like, taste another one. And I was watching him to make sure he wasn't making mischief, but they were bad. He didn't like them. So it's just food for thought, but we're doing really good. They're running around, they're making mischief, they're hiding stuff, they're being playful. I can feel this pool. They all want snow, and I'm like, I'm sorry, baby, we just don't get snow anymore in the winter. It's supposed to be snowing, and I think it's drizzling, so I'm sorry. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.